Right now, we are in the middle of one of the largest structural unwinds in financial history. If you're not paying extremely close attention, you are set up to lose way more than you can imagine. This is not a drill. Let's get right into what is happening.
In just the last 48 hours, $12 trillion has been completely wiped off the global markets. I mean, poof, vanished. This isn't just a market dip. It's a catastrophic event that's unfolding as we speak.
And to put that number into perspective, that $12 trillion loss, it's bigger than the entire yearly economic output of Germany, Japan, and India combined. We're not just talking about numbers on a screen here. This is a fundamental destruction of wealth on a massive global scale, and it is hitting every single asset class out there.
So how did everything fall apart so fast? This isn't just a crypto thing, it's a total wipeout across the board. Gold, silver, equities, you name it. Let's break down the damage, starting right at the epicenter of all this leverage, digital assets.
Think about this. Over $5 billion in leveraged crypto positions have been liquidated since January 30th. To be crystal clear, that means billions of dollars in capital, just gone, wiped out. This is the single largest forced selling event we've seen since that historic crash back in October 2024. The very leverage that pumped this market up is now the exact thing that's tearing it to shreds.
And you can see the brutal impact on individual assets right here. Bitcoin has officially lost its macro support, crashing below that critical $76,000 floor. That was a long-term level that was supposed to be a fortress. Meanwhile, XRP is literally fighting for its life at $1.59, smashing through its key weekly support and tumbling back to prices we haven't seen in almost a year.
But look, if you think you're safe hiding out in traditional assets, you are dead wrong. Gold is down almost 17%, erasing over $6 trillion in value. And silver, after a record-breaking 9 straight months of gains, has been absolutely annihilated. It's down 40%, wiping out another $2.6 trillion. There is nowhere to hide in this unwind.
Okay, before we dig into the specific price targets where this bloodbath could finally find the bottom, let me be very direct. If you're watching this without a subscription, you are missing the critical alerts. The algorithm's gonna hide this content next week. Click subscribe right now to stay on the timeline and navigate this cycle with real data, not with hype.
So here's the crucial question. What's actually causing all this? This isn't just random panic, no way. There is a fundamental, structural reason for this entire collapse. So let's get into the catalyst.
So what's the trigger? Well, it all comes down to a massive shift in the story being told by the one institution that actually controls the flow of money itself.
For years, the market has basically been propped up by one single thing: quantitative easing. QE. It's just the central bank printing new money to buy assets and keep prices artificially inflated. But now we have a new reality, the Kevin Warsh factor. The market is betting he is the next leader of the Federal Reserve, and just the idea of his appointment signals a seismic shift, the end of the easy money era.
See, Warsh represents something called balance sheet discipline. Now that's just Wall Street code for a hawkish, anti-money printing stance. It means the very policy that fueled the historic run-up in gold, silver, and crypto is being systematically taken apart. The main reason to even own these assets has just been yanked out from under the entire market.
And here is the twist that almost nobody is talking about. While everyone has been screaming about runaway inflation, the actual data shows that true inflation has dipped below 1%. And historically, hard assets like these do terribly in low inflation environments. So that whole inflation hedge argument, the core reason so many people were holding these assets, it's just evaporated.
Which brings us to this exact moment. The market is absolutely gripped by extreme fear. But, as we've seen over and over, these are the moments that define market cycles. We are in the darkest hour, for sure, but a reversal is coming for those who are prepared to see it.
The crypto fear and greed index is sitting at 15. Just let that sink in for a second. 15. This is a level of pure panic we have not seen since the absolute depths of the FTX collapse. The market is pricing in total and complete capitulation. But it is absolutely critical to remember this. While the paper markets, the derivatives, the leveraged bets, are collapsing, the fundamental, real-world utility of these networks hasn't changed one bit. This is a classic middle-of-the-cycle shakeout. Yeah, a more severe one than we've seen in a while, but it's designed to do one thing:
Flush out all the leverage and the weak hands before the next major leg up. To see that other side, you need information faster than everyone else. Our Crypto Global News team puts our real-time updates on our private Telegram channel. You can join us by scanning the QR code on your screen or just use the link in the description to get our analysis before it goes public.
Now, I want to hear from you. Is this the great reset that everyone's been afraid of? Or is this the single greatest buying opportunity we're going to see for years? Head over to the community post for this explainer and drop your analysis. Let's try and figure this out together.
Which of course brings us to the ultimate question on everybody's mind. Where does the bleeding finally stop? Where is the real bottom?
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, you are not going to find the answer by staring at a Bitcoin chart. The signal for the true market bottom is hidden in an obscure metric that has only flashed red 3 times in the last decade, and it just did it for the first time since the market bottom of 2020.
In our very next explainer, we're going to reveal exactly what that hidden metric is and outline the precise strategy to capitalize on it. And for our US viewers, we're also breaking down the critical tax implications of this entire market reset. Click the card on your screen right now to watch it. You cannot afford to miss this.
Stay ahead in the crypto market. Subscribe now for the latest global news and updates.